spice, and lots of laxatives. These were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect revenge. I received an order for a nearly 22-pound cake for an event. Usually, I don't take such large orders because my shop is small, but work is work. However, I had to request in advance to buy the ingredients. Excuse me, ma'am? Miss! Oh, right. Miss, I'm going to ask you for a 50% upfront payment.
And why is that? Don't you trust me?
It's not that. It's just that I have to invest in buying the ingredients. Someone has already stood me up before without payment and wasting the ingredients in my kitchen.
Whatever. Just tell me how much it is.
Don't be mad. It's not my intention to make you feel pressured. It's our policy. That'll be $200.
Charge me all at once. If you need the money so urgently, I'll pay you right now.
She said she at least expected a modest business like mine to have a terminal. So, I pulled out my powerful termachine. But then, I realized it was discharged and needed to be plugged in for a few minutes.
How annoying. This never happens in Peru.
Oh, are you not from here?
No! I just came to visit some relatives.
That's nice. So, you were tasked with bringing the cake to the gathering, right?
Well, geez. Lots of questions, huh? Are you a cop or something?
Sorry, but look, the termachine has finished charging, as if it was mine. She gave me her card to make the full payment for the cake and asked to use the bathroom while I was ringing her up.
Ah. Stupid baker, my whole family will be eating cake for free.
I told her that I would deliver several cakes. Since it was such a large order, this way it wouldn't fall and would arrive perfectly at the event. She left happy and said she would come back early on Saturday for her order. While I was doing the cash register count, I noticed something very strange. In the termachine's transactions, the money for the cake that the lady paid in advance wasn't showing up. I didn't want to panic, so I called the technician to tell him that it was also running out of battery very often. He said that the battery issue was normal and didn't affect the transactions, so he recommended I call the bank. Just when I thought the bank would also wash their hands of the problem, and I would lose my money due to their inefficiency. They told me it was my fault for being too trusting, and the worst part is, they were right.
This is a very common scam used by people from abroad who pay with a credit card. When the bank detects that a purchase of an item or the payment for a service has been charged outside the country, they call the card owner to ask if they bought something. Since the scammers deny it outright, the bank is obligated to report the purchase as fraud, so the money is deducted from the establishments to refund them. Last month, we've received several similar cases, but there's still no solution.
I was raging after hearing that. But I knew there was something that could be done to make them pay. I went shopping to prepare the order for the scammer. I mean, my dear customer. But instead of getting several grams of sugar, flour, eggs, and butter, I used the little I had in my kitchen.
Aren't these too few ingredients?
Just mix and be quiet. There's no time to explain. Have you seen the laxative?
No. Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel better than ever. That night, I baked the most delicious cake ever made in my kitchen. Unfortunately, only one person was going to be able to enjoy it, and it wasn't my husband. And even though I wasn't going to be the lucky one to taste its exquisite flavor, revenge was going to be very sweet. On Saturday, very early in the morning, my client arrived demanding her order because she wanted to be on time for her event. I greeted her kindly and asked her to wait at the counter. I returned from the kitchen with a delicious slice of cake, ready to be enjoyed. I mentioned that it was a courtesy for having paid her order in full since she placed it.
Well, I knew you weren't that rude after all.
Enjoy it while we finish packing your order.
Hey, this is delicious. What's in it?
Yes, honey, what's in it? It looks amazing.
Let's go inside. Help me with the order. To prevent him from exposing me with his curiosity and so many questions, I had to explain to my husband what I had done. When I returned to the counter to explain to the lady that her cake was separated into different boxes, she didn't even suspect. She even asked my husband to load the boxes into her car so she wouldn't have to lift a finger. And just before she left, he wanted us to give her a second chance to see if she would reconsider. I guess we still had time to apologize.
Hey, something really weird happened with the payment. The bank flagged it as declined.
Oh, really? Well, that's not my problem. Bye.
I told him so, but now, for wanting to be a good person, he'll have to help me clean up the mess I made in my kitchen with my masterpiece. It wasn't even noon when she came back. But she wasn't alone. She was accompanied by a police officer, accusing me of stealing her money.
Miss, your customer informed us that you made a 1079 here approximately 5 hours ago. A theft.
Oh, please, us stealing from her? I think she gave you the information backwards. Turns out that the scammer realized that she, too, had been scammed when she arrived at her event to show off the cakes. And just at the moment of cutting the cake, all the guests realized that she had brought styrofoam cakes. How embarrassing! She tried to open another box and then another, but she couldn't find an edible one anywhere, just plastic. She arrived very upset to report the supposed extortion, demanding a refund and extra compensation for the embarrassment she endured. As if she knew what embarrassment was. If you want to find a roll, it shouldn't be that of a victim. You better look for toilet paper roll because you're going to need a lot.
What do you mean? Nothing, officer. Wouldn't you like to try our freshly baked chocolate chip cookies?
In the heat of the argument, the scammer started to feel cramps in her stomach. I played dumb to go lock the bathroom, just in case she decided to ask for it. I explained the situation to the police officer and told him that when we reported it to the bank, they said that it was a very common type of scam with foreigners. The situation became even more scandalous when the laxative started to take effect, and my client's accusation now wasn't just that I had given her styrofoam cakes, but also, according to her, I had poisoned her with the innocent slice of cake I gave her. My husband couldn't bear the guilt for another minute and ended up talking to the police to explain our little revenge. But instead of handcuffing us and taking us to jail, he congratulated us for creating an effective and quick revenge to catch scammers.
I admit, I was fed up with her too.
Desperate, because I didn't let her use the bathroom, and because the officer already knew who he was going to arrest. She tried to escape, but with the urgency she had, we knew she wouldn't be able to get too far. The sirens and the police pursuit weren't as fast as her urgency, because literally, she couldn't hold it in. Arriving at the station, she tried to report me for scamming and humiliating her.
She thought you tried to poison her. That's because we added the whole bottle.
Shut up, don't be a liar. We even got a badge for helping them catch a professional scammer.